Welcome to This Explainer. Your 20s are supposed to be the absolute best years of your life, right? We're talking total freedom, friends, traveling, chasing those big dreams. But if we look at the reality for millions of Americans, the picture is, well, vastly different. Instead of a decade of freedom, the 20s often turn into a decade of debt. It usually starts with an empty wallet, those dreaded credit card notifications popping up on your phone, and the crushing weight of student loans, all while you're just trying to keep up with fast-paced city life and sky-high rent. By the time a lot of people hit 30, they wake up and realize they've kind of wasted the most crucial financial decade of their lives, literally just living paycheck to survive. Because here is the absolute truth. Your 20s can either build your future wealth or they can completely destroy it. So to make sure you survive and actually thrive in your 20s, we're going to do something highly visual today. We are going to build a step-by-step financial vision board together to save your future. To build this clear vision board together, we're going to construct it scene by scene, starting with these 6 essential pieces. First, the wealth illusion. Second, master your cash flow. Third, the credit and debt trap. Fourth, protect your present. Fifth, build your future. And finally, number 6, the power of consistency. Let's just dive right in.
Scene 1 on our board, the wealth illusion and controlling lifestyle inflation.
Transitioning to our first scene on the board, let's dive into a massive mistake young people make literally the moment they start earning money. Most folks mistakenly think managing money is simply about making more income, but honestly, it is entirely about controlling lifestyle inflation. Just take a look at the left side here. The second young adults get that first real paycheck, what usually happens? They immediately pump up their spending. Better clothes, a brand new phone, a luxury car, a way more expensive apartment. Society fundamentally trains us to look rich long before we're actually financially stable. Every single scroll on social media, every lifestyle clip is screaming at you to spend more, upgrade more, buy more. But look over on the right. Real wealth, it's completely different. In fact, real wealth is often entirely invisible. It's not the expensive coffee or that flashy vacation you see online. It is avoiding that lifestyle inflation. The money you actually keep is your true wealth. Scene 2, master your cash flow. Where exactly does the money go? Changing scenes here, we really have to tackle a massive misconception. Most people actually don't have a money problem. They have an awareness problem. They simply do not know where their money goes. So I want to pin this critical question right to the center of our board. Are small, daily expenses silently destroying your financial freedom? We're talking about a few extra digital subscriptions, ordering food delivery, grabbing that super expensive daily coffee, or just impulse shopping. Individually, each of these actions seems totally harmless, right? But together, oh man, they quietly drain thousands of dollars every single year right out of your bank account. Because if you don't control your money will inevitably control you. The absolute first step to managing money is tracking every single dollar. Let's change scenes and visualize this cash flow by breaking your income down into a clear pie chart. This right here is the 50-30-20 rule, and honestly, it is one of the easiest, most effective systems for beginners. 50% of your income goes strictly to needs. We're talking rent, food, insurance, transportation. Then 30% goes to wants. This is your entertainment, your travel, your shopping. You still get to actually live your life. And finally, the remaining 20% goes toward your future. So that's savings, investing, and paying down debt. What's really brilliant about this 50-30-20 breakdown is how it creates instant balance. You can absolutely still enjoy your life in the present without completely destroying your financial future. Scene 3, the credit and debt trap, a real double-edged sword. Moving to a slightly darker corner of the vision board, we're looking at a trap that catches millions of young people simply because, well, nobody ever taught them how interest actually works. In America, credit can either become your absolute greatest financial tool or your biggest financial trap. Listen, credit cards are not free money. They are borrowed money. A really small unpaid balance can grow exponentially for years just because of interest. But when you use them correctly, credit cards can build an excellent credit score. And as you probably know, your credit score affects almost everything in America. The apartments you can rent, car loans, future mortgages, even your insurance rates. So the crucial takeaway is simple. Never ever spend money on a credit card that you cannot pay back immediately. To avoid this whole debt trap, you've got to ask yourself this vital question before every major purchase. Do I actually need this, or do I just want to impress people? Debt actively steals your freedom. Every single monthly payment you owe takes away a future opportunity. When you're weighed down by student loans, hefty car payments, and credit card debt, it literally forces you to work for your past instead of building your future. Avoiding unnecessary debt is arguably one of the most powerful money skills you can develop right now. Scene 4, protect your present by building an emergency fund. Let's transition scenes and pin a safety net onto our board. Because let's face it, life is completely unpredictable. Cars break down, jobs disappear out of nowhere, hospital bills happen. And without savings, just one unexpected expense can entirely destroy your finances. But look at how these 2 simple steps solve that. Step 1, just save your first $1,000. Doing that alone creates this immediate buffer of protection. Step 2, eventually build that up to 3 to 6 months of living expenses. These steps buy you something truly priceless: time, and ultimate financial peace of mind. Scene 5, build your future using time and income. Changing scenes again, let's attach the growth engines to our vision board to make sure you aren't just surviving your 20s, but actually building real wealth. Your absolute biggest financial advantage right now is time, not your income level, time. Just look at column 1. Because of how compound interest works, it heavily rewards people who start early. Even incredibly small investments made in your 20s can snowball into massive wealth later on. A lot of wealthy Americans didn't get rich from huge salaries, they got wealthy by investing consistently for decades. But look over at column 2. Waiting until your 30s or 40s makes the journey so much harder because that massive time advantage is simply gone. Start small, for sure, but you absolutely must start early. And hey, while cutting expenses matters, increasing your income changes the game entirely. Let's rapidly pin these high-value skills right to the vision board. Your 20s are the absolute best time to build valuable, high-income skills like sales, marketing, editing, coding, business, and communication. Today, the internet gives you opportunities that previous generations literally never had. Side hustles, freelancing, building online businesses. Your income is often directly connected to the value you provide. Building these skills creates long-term freedom. Finally, scene 6, the power of consistency and building habits. Bringing all these individual pieces into one cohesive reality for our final scene. Social media shows you everyone's highlights, but it entirely hides their debt. People look wildly wealthy online while secretly struggling to make ends meet. Please, don't destroy your future trying to impress strangers. Because real financial success is slow, it's boring, it's consistent, and it is highly disciplined. Your 20s are not about becoming instantly rich. They're about building these fundamental financial habits. The people who win financially aren't usually the smartest in the room. They're simply the most consistent over a long period of time. Stepping back to look at our completely finished vision board, we climax with this brilliant quote: managing money is not just about wealth, it's about control. Every dollar you save, every smart investment you make, every single financial lesson you learn compounds over time. The earlier you learn how this whole machine works, the more you realize that money buys control over your time, control over your choices, and ultimately, control over your entire life. Which brings us to the end of our explainer. I want to leave you looking at this final provocative question on the board. What small money decision would you make today to create freedom for your future self? Don't just absorb this information and move on. Look at your own reality right now, take one piece of this vision board and apply it today. The best investment you can ever make is understanding how your money works. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you next time.